Hi guys, welcome. Happy New Year to 2023. It is 2023. Yes, 2023. Hope you guys had a Merry Christmas and safe holidays for those of you lucky enough to have holidays. And yes, I am back. I'm not a dog anymore.
You dog.
Yeah, so welcome to this episode. Today we are going to discuss nature. The importance of getting away from people and getting into nature. Yeah, and yeah, that's about that. That's the intro.
So, we're gonna have a chat about nature, how good nature is for you. Why do you go back to nature ever? Why can't we just stay in our concrete jungles? So yeah, welcome back, Vickers. Thank you so much for being back.
Thank you.
It's been crazy without you, so yeah, we're back. And Vickers, take it away.
Okay, well, in my opinion, the thing is, going back to nature, that's just like, if you think about it, even though we pretend not to be, human beings are still animals. So you kind of want to get back to nature because all of our civilization and stuff, it's not really something that you find in the rest of nature. So I think that's that primal urge to get away from all the man-made stress and so on, and just go back to when things were simpler. The sun is out, you're awake. The sun is down, you're asleep. Eat, sleep, avoid lions, you know, that whole thing. But but yeah, don't get me wrong, without civilization, average people like myself would not survive very long. I don't even know where sandwiches live and how to catch them. So,
Or how to grow bacon.
yes. Yeah, no, so the thing is, very few people in this day and age actually have the skills to survive just in nature without any technology or what have you. I feel like I've kind of strayed off the point, but
It's fine. Well, look, nature. I think if you, I used to tell my customers as well, because I did theory and things like that, and to ground yourself. The best way to ground yourself is to go into your garden, put your bare feet into the grass or into dirt, and just wiggle your toes around, and you instantly feel more connected. You feel more, connected. It's kind of a release as well. To just connect back with the earth, because we've got concrete jungles, we've got tile floors, we've got all these things between us and the actual earth. And we come from the earth, and to the earth you shall return. You know, those things carry some weight. So yeah, but if we're going to go back to nature, like a nature walk, or actually going camping, or spending some time in the bush, you would definitely feel better.
yeah, no, I agree.
You reconnect with nature, or you just get to relax, really relax.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I agree completely. It's like, for me, hell, if I could, I'd live in a cabin in the woods. But yeah, no, so that's the whole thing, is like, oh, we have to get away from it all. It's a cliche, but I mean, these cliches, it's like stereotypes. They exist for a reason, because it happened enough so that it's true.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, so I agree. It is important to, at least once a year, if you can, just get out of the city, get out of your house, even if it's just for like a 10-minute walk through, well, not a park, because, yeah, go to a forest or some woods or the bush, just, yeah.
Well, Stephen and I did that a couple of months ago. We went up to Forest View Cabins, there by Tracy's place.
Nice product placement there, I like it.
And it's beautiful. It's so, you can breathe, and it was load shedding as well. And we said, no, leave the electricity. Just leave it. You don't need it. And we just sat outside watching the clouds come in. They actually roll over the mountains. It's beautiful. It's quiet. It's surreal. You feel like you can breathe again.
Yeah, you feel all the stress just melt away.
Exactly, yeah. You start getting compressed with all this, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, all this stuff happening around you. And then if you sit on that little porch there, you watch the clouds come in, your mind just simply goes there. and you get quiet and you get calm and you get all this restored energy back in it, just being in nature. I know it's a cabin, you still have all the luxuries and all that stuff as well, but you are surrounded by trees, the smell of the trees, the smell of the clouds coming in, it's just so nice.
Yeah, I know. And I mean, also that's where I'm quite lucky with working on the farm, working on a farm. There's, every now and then when there's those hours where you don't really have to do anything, then you can just like take a walk into, well, nature. But yeah, well, also now the downside of this time of year is all the ticks and the fleas and the insects and the... But never mind that, we're focusing on the positive. So, but yeah, that whole thing about that goes back to that book that I mentioned in the other episode, that the power of now, of being in the moment.
Yes.
I think it's a lot easier to be in the moment if you're away from all the man-made distractions, all the cell phones, TVs, the cars, the concrete, if you're in nature, because then you
take it all in.
yeah, then you can really focus on where you are at that time. Then you realize that what already happened doesn't matter, what's going to happen doesn't matter. All that really technically matters is what's right now, what's happening right now. And it's like, I'm there, I can breathe. I'm not really hungry, I'm not being attacked by an octopus. So. Yeah, well, unless you get attacked by an octopus, but...
And we know that happens.
Yes, it does. Yeah, cool, yeah, because nature isn't always like a forest or something, it can also be the ocean. Yeah, just remember the ocean is a dangerous place, so take precautions if you're gonna head out. Yeah, like personally, I have so much respect for the ocean, it borders on fear.
Borders on fear.
Yeah, no, I love the ocean, but I love it like I'm over here, the ocean's over there, and I can hear the waves crashing, and that's enough for me.
That's enough.
Yeah, I don't feel the need to go into it anymore. Yeah, one too many times of almost drowning, I'm good. So, yeah.
So yeah, well, I think lots of people also try and bring nature into the house, into their yard, into their space.
Yeah, I mean houseplants.
Pot plants and animals, our pets, they're all there as well. We bring so much nature into our space, but go out into nature where things are actually growing naturally and it's wild and it's just a little bit more nature-ish.
Yeah, and I mean, you don't have to go all out. I mean, you can take like small steps. You can just like drive somewhere and just climb out of the car and stand next to the car, switch it off and just like, this is nice. Yeah. And then if it feels too much, get back in the car and go back home.
That's it. I think we're lucky with the area that we live around.
Yeah.
The Free State and places like that are rather flat. And you can see next week coming a mile away. But
yeah, you can see your dog running away for 2 weeks.
But even that, I think I haven't been to the Free State in forever.
No,
so,
me neither.
but I loved it. I grew up there and I loved it as well. But I think also setting what we used to do as kids, please don't do this. Don't go and do this. What we did as kids is late at night we would go and sit in the road. And it's just stars. You can see a car coming 2 weeks, away from you, so that's fine.
Yeah, well, this was back in the day.
you just sit there on the road and you watch the stars and you sit and chat and usually packets of sweets.
Yeah.
But just in the middle of nowhere, you've got stars everywhere because there's no lights.
Oh yeah, and don't litter. Take your sweet
Take
rippers
those things with you. Yes. Leave it as you found it. But find a place like that. In my yard, I'm not a gardener and I'm kind of grateful when anything grows because everything dies. So if it grows, I leave it alone. It's quite wild. The bush, everything in the yard is growing wildly. It's only the grass really that we cut. And of course I've got the succulents as well there. So everything is green around me. Everything is bushy. It's like a little piece of bush in the middle of town, which is so nice. Again, I'm bringing in as much nature as I can. Because we also lived on a lot of farms. Now I have to live in town, and it's like people walking and people driving and there's all this stuff going around. It's frustrating.
Yeah, and it's even worse if you're in a city, because I mean this is still a small town, so it's But yeah, I mean, for me as well, the entire idea of a garden is to be able to be in nature, but just be like 2 steps away from your home. But yeah, I'm not much of a gardener either. So,
it gives you the opportunity to be with nature, but in your own space.
yeah.
But again, I would highly recommend going away, still getting away from the house, because the house carries a lot of stress as well.
Yeah, because then you only switch off for like 2 seconds instead of like an hour or a day or a week.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so getting back to nature, I think there's different ways of doing it as well.
Mm-hmm.
We do that by getting on the bike and driving up Kloof or driving all the way to Stuttgart or something. You're out there, you're in the sun, you get fresh air. It's still nature. Yes, you're covered in helmets and gloves and all this, and you're on this monstrous. It's still there.
No,
as a passenger, I'm constantly looking around and I see the mountains, I see the sky. There's nothing in my ears, there's no music, there's nothing. You've got to keep yourself busy with something. And looking around and seeing what beautiful area we really live in is one of those things.
Yeah, no, that's true. The thing is, it is important to get out of the house every now and then. I mean, for me, it's like the past few months I've been very busy with work, so it's basically just been house and work and, you know, just those 2 places, and I don't really see much, or like, and Spa and Devil's Cliff, so, you know, just a little bit of food, house, so even just driving here to Zanin today, it's like nice, it's like, it's a nice area we live in. You know? So yeah, just that little break from the routine is, even if home is your safe space where you like to be and you don't like people like me. It's like all my stuff's here and I don't like people, so you're like saying it is important to get out. So that is the extent of me advising people to leave their comfort zones, because I fucking hate that expression. If somebody says it to me, I want to punch them. So, yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, it gets the point across. But look, we all tend to crawl back into our own space, and especially with what's going on in our country at the moment, and you just want to hide away. You can still hide away, but by going by yourself to take your husband with, or your wife, or your kids, or somebody, and go completely alone.
No, don't pick up a hitchhiker there.
Yeah, just don't do that. But you can still go out and you can experience nature. You don't need other people around you to experience nature. On the contrary, the
less people
smaller
there
the
is,
group, the better. Yeah.
I agree.
For comfort's sake, for deep conversations, maybe even, you know, that kind of thing.
And also, like you mentioned, stargazing. It's very nice. It's nice if you're 2 people, but for that you do need to be in the more rural areas. I tried doing that while I was living in Pretoria. Well, besides sore neck muscles, you know, like standing that the whole time. You don't see much. But like, here and in Mpumalanga and stuff, you can actually see a lot more of the sky, and I'm pretty sure in the Karoo or somewhere, or Free State, you will see even more. Yeah. So yeah, but
there's a positive spin on load shedding for you. Your entire area is off. Go outside and check the stars.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like we can probably make like a 2-hour-long video of us just bitching about load shedding. So let's not go there.
Let's not go there. That's why I said it's positive spin.
Yes.
It's a positive time.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can stargaze. But talk with people. Have conversations as well. Again, it's a natural thing. If you go into nature and you start talking about the bushes or the trees or anything, just take it all in. And we've got to stop, like you say, be in the moment. My book as well. We read 2 different books, but it says the same thing. Yes. Be in the moment, be here right now. Forget what's happened during the day that upset you. Forget what you have to prepare for.
Yeah.
And just be right here, right now. And the nature will give that to you, not just connection, but also just bring you back, to ground yourself so that you can tackle more again as well.
Yeah, just takes you back to when life was less complicated, which is a good thing.
That's it.
Yeah, and I think we can basically end the video there.
Yeah.
So final thoughts. Besides, yeah, well, be smart. If you're gonna go back to nature in the Kruger National Park, don't go walking around in the actual park itself. You will get eaten alive. And also don't go into the ocean if you can't swim. And, you know, so just go back, but be smart, be prepared.
Be smart about it, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the same as well for a walk in the bush, you know, to use trails, people that are actually have these trails for you, just follow them. You know, kind of keep safe at the very least.
Yeah, it's like if you're going for a walk, take a walking stick or a kiri. You know, like if you happen across like a dangerous snake, to protect yourself. If you happen across a dangerous person that wants to attack you, then you have got like defense.
Just keep yourself safe. But try it. Go. Let us know. Have you got a favourite spot you go to? Perhaps are you disagreeing with us? I would love to hear that. We are not saying this is it. This is the thing. We're just viewing of our opinions. So we would like to hear from you. Have you got a favourite spot you're going to? Have you got something else that reconnects you with nature a little bit? Or something else that just grounds you. Like I said, I love going into the garden, putting my toes into the dirt. Yes, I got nature all over myself, which is fine. I generally don't wear shoes. I hate shoes. So for me to go and wiggle my toes in the grass is awesome. It might not be your thing, but give it a try.
Yeah, no, I hate having dirty feet. Ugh, creeps me out.
Dirty minded. Mine's not even that dirty. Oh crap, it is. I'm not going to show you though.
Yeah.
Okay. But there we go.
Cool. Thanks, guys. And remember to like and subscribe if you'd like to listen to us just ramble on about stuff. And nice to be back and see more of you later in the year.
Love each other, take care of each other, and we'll see you next week.
All right.